What's up, Transformdom? This is Ben here in China, and today we're going to do a product review of BadCube's OTS Old-Timer Series 13. And so here is Piper, or their rendition of the Masterpiece Scaled Pipes. So in the front of the packaging, you got your two-tone colored BadCube's packaging, blue and white. Nothing much. On the side, you got some drawing of pipes, Justice Force BadCube. And on the side you got the model number OTS-13 and Piper. Top of the box you got BadCube OTS. Bottom of the box you got some warning stuff and Warrior Piper. And at the back of the box you got some images of pipes in the bot mode and the alt mode. And you got the stack cards and you got all kinds of his little bio that you got here. There you go. Read them if you will. And choking hazard. Product may, colors may vary, blah 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 blah. Let's get this guy open, shall we? And before we get started, let's do some box comps. So, compared to our official Masterpiece cardboard box, how does BadCube's box compare to that? It is way smaller, lengthwise and height-wise, but the depth is a lot bigger. Alright, let's start unboxing. Unboxing! There you go. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I need to open and haven't done so. Busy as wow, son of a gun! This truck is big. Holy moly! This is not a minibot. This is a big. Come on, guy. Oh, darn, man! Wow! Wow! Okay, first thoughts. Love the wow. I don't think it's painted. I don't think this is his mold, but it's no swirlies, no nothing. It's good looking. Bit of die cast here. I can feel it on the thighs. I mean not the thighs, the shins. Bit of die cast on the feet. Die cast here. Wow, guys, this is impressive. But already right from the bat, I'm not quite impressed with this. Right, this little thing here, this windshield, it just looks cheapish, man. But other than that, you got can the rear mirror move? Oh, it's articulated and comes out a bit. Yeah, that's fine, and you can move it just a tiny bit. Smokestacks looks good. Wheels here a little wobbly. This feels solid. This feels wobbly. There you go. It rolls great. Look at that. Look at how it rolls. Boom. Oh, this is great. And this is not small, man. This is pretty big. So what can I say? This is, I assume, is the waist a bit swivelly. Is this assembled correctly in a truck mode? Oh no. Man. But everything else looks good. It looks like a good old truck with a lot of visible hand syndrome in there. But wow, not bad. It's a bit cartoonish, I should say. But you know what? This is the direction that Takara is taking us, so it is okay. It is okay by me. I don't really care about being it too realistic. Not much for articulation in the truck mode. Nothing moves, right? The front wheels don't. Ooh, a bit of movement. Not bad. You can simulate a bit of a truck turns, right? It doesn't turn the other way. It turns outwards. Hey, you can have it like, oh, the truck is turning, man. I'm trucking. Yes, you're right. I'm trucking. Vroom, vroom. Not bad. So a bit of fake articulation if you want for the wheels. I think that's a pretty nice touch. Wow, I am pretty impressed. Does it look like the stuff in the cartoon? Let's take a look. Wow, comparing this front area to the cartoon, I say it looks pretty darn close to the cartoon, guys. Fantastic. Oh my lord. I just wish it painted just a little smoky gray or smoky black, just to give it that real cartoon feel. But man, everything looks pretty darn good. The bottom of the truck, it looks what it is supposed to look, okay? I mean, I can't really complain that. But man, this guy does look pretty darn good. We also got the instruction manual and a collector card. Yeah, print looks quite nice, but you know, I don't really use these things, so that's fine. And also in the package we got an eyepiece, another eyepiece, and this round orb. I wonder what this round orb is. Oh, there you go. What is this thing? Transformation cog for Metroplex. Yes. That's what it is. So that's pretty cool. And the alternate eyepiece you got here. Zoom in. Nice. And the other face piece. I think this one's more like the toy head. Oof. Alright, let's get some comparison shots here, shall we? Here's Pipe with some of the bigger butts, except for Warpath, which is supposed to be a mini butt, but it's really big in size. Wow, it looks pretty big. Bigger than a van, bigger than this truck, comparable to a car butt. Great in size with Warpath. Wow. And here I got Pipes with some other mini butts. Windcharge and Bumblebee. They look like they're great size. Look at that. This size looks pretty good. It's big and hefty. Right? The tires, the wheels look so much bigger than a regular car. This really fits well, I think. Except the gear looks real big. And here's Pipes with Starscream. Alrighty folks, I've got Pipes now in the butt mode, and what can I say about this guy? I am impressed. I mean, take a look at this sculpting. I'm gonna put the cartoon image right here, and you can just make that comparison. His face looks pretty darn close to the cartoon. The details on the chest looks pretty darn close. The shin details, they all look close. Even the back panel here looks pretty darn close to the cartoon source. Stuff that don't look that cartoon accurate, the classic BadCube feet designs, it just looks way out of proportion compared to everything else. The classic BadCube duck feet. This is what I'm going to call it. The BadCube duck feet. Yeah. These details here ain't so accurate to the cartoon. The hands here aren't so accurate. And I don't like that they painted this smokestacks silver. They should have just went white and just be like all cartoon accurate. I mean, you already got the truck mode that doesn't really look like a real truck. So there you go. And I also don't like this little line, the details that they added on here, because now it's gonna be a real painted butt to kind of put an Autobot logo here, a large Autobot logo. So you gotta pick an Autobot logo that's kind of gonna go in between here. What a bummer. Anywho, so that is all I gotta say about the butt mode. So how does Pipes fare with the other Autobots? Oof. For Minibot, he's quite big. I mean, look at that size compared to Wheelie. Smaller than the Carbot, definitely smaller than the rest. Pretty big guy for a Minibot. Let's look at some of the action poses and see how articulated this fella really is. First of all, I'm going to try to get BadCube to do the two-handed ninja sword swing. This will try to see if Pipes has a butterfly joint, and no, he does not. However, he can hold his fists on top of one another, and so you can possibly get a sword and you can swing down. Alright, so even though he does not have a butterfly joint, his forearms are long enough for him to overreach his chest. Look at that. and he can do this macho pose, right? There you go. Brilliant. So, do I give this a pass? Well, depends on how you look at it. He can do the articulation, it's just no butterfly joints. The next action pose is the 2-point landing pose. Zoom. Yes. No. No. Fingers can still go beneath the knees. So he can't really do the 2-point landing, mainly because of the foot here, and the thighs are not long enough, so he can't do that. So if he can't do the 2-point landing, I really doubt that. Yeah, I guess he can do a little bit of 3-point landing. Can he? Not too bad. I mean, 3-point landing. Okay, a more stylized 3-point landing, not the stoic, confident 3-point landing. Yeah, so a more stylized 3-point landing. So that's pretty good for a chunky bot with the big back kibble. Next, I'm gonna mimic Pipes getting punched real hard in the abs. Boom! And what is this going to mimic? It's going to mimic the ab crunch. Now, while Pipes doesn't have a ab crunch per se, these skirt pieces, right? You can bend them to kind of mimic an ab crunch. So that's pretty darn good. Toe articulation, not very good. Okay, you got the heels that can go up, a little bit down, and the back heels. And the back heels just kind of prevents the toes or the foot from bending too much far to the back. So punch real hard and he lands, and you know the foot don't look natural. So there's a bit of a limitation on the foot. And finally we got the running man pose, and this is just to see how well balanced Pipes is. Yeah, pretty darn good. You can balance it. It's a bit funny. This back kibble here is preventing Pipes from, stretching his arms back like that. So it's kind of inhibiting this piece here, and this back kibble is preventing Pipes from really articulating backwards. So a bit of a sore point there, but you know, the toy is like that. The toy was like that. The cartoon was like that. And so, there you go. So, what are my final thoughts about this guy? I'm gonna say 3 good things about him and 3 other things that I think could have been done better. And then I'll give you my final conclusion. First great thing about him, I love how he looks. He looks pretty darn close to the G1 cartoon, and he doesn't look like a stylized masterpiece. He don't look like an IDW masterpiece or any other types of Pipes that we know of. He looks like a G1 cartoon masterpiece, and I love that about that. Second thing that's great about him is that his truck mode, while looking cartoon accurate, is big. I mean, he's bigger than Ratchet. He's comparable in size to Grapple. And he's even comparable to the Carbots. And he ain't that much bigger compared to a regular Minibot. So that's really great. The last thing I like about this guy has to be that this is BadCube's easiest to transform masterpiece toy. And I think I'm gonna enjoy just transforming him over and over and over again. What about the 3 things that BadCube could have done better? Well, first things first. Although I like the finishing of the lower half of the toy, I just don't like this shimmering blue chest piece. It just makes Pipes look a little cheap, in my opinion. They could have done a kind of different finish, maybe a matte sort of look, or maybe apply some paint to just kind of make it look more presentable. Second thing I don't like about this guy is the choice of color made for the windshield. I mean, I think that they could have used a smoke gray to kind of break up all this blueness. And then the last thing I think that BadCube could have done better, now this is just a nitpick, is that they could have improved on the articulation of the toy. Limited range of motion on the ankles. Given you got BadCube's duck feet. I expect nothing but the most articulated ankle in the entire Masterpiece toy line. Also, there isn't any butterfly joints on the front. I mean, with the post MP36 Masterpiece toy lines, I expect a more articulated Masterpiece toy. And that's the direction the Takara is going. Cartoon accurate and more articulation. And I'm all game for that. And so I hope third parties will start looking into that and make their toys a lot more articulated, because they're already trying to look more cartoon accurate. Now, with all that has been said, would I recommend this guy? And the answer is yes, especially if you collect Season 3 G1 Sunbow cartoon Transformers. Bar none. This is pretty darn good. And with no other third parties doing these mini-bots, BadCube has really created a niche. And I have a whole bunch of BadCube toys. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comment section below. If you like this video, please share it to all your friends out there. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and hit that notification button. And again, this is Ben in China. See you on the flip side.